Welcome to the Keep On Growing podcast, and today we're going to be talking about root vegetables in hydroponics. Number one, is it possible? Number two, why I don't do it all that much. And number three, where to go to get good information if you want to give it a try yourself. Now, number one, it is possible. You can grow all types of root vegetables. It's just a little bit different. Now, as you probably guessed, there's no soil in hydroponics, so anything that's growing with a root, like potatoes and carrots and turnips, they grow underground. So when you take that away, you know that they can't just grow in water, right? It just rot and die. So you've got to do things a little bit different, and some people have done it with substrate like hydroton or something. So it is possible, but another thing is that we've got this preconceived notion of what we want a root vegetable to look like, at least most of them, like a potato or a carrot and a beet. We kind of have this vision of what they're supposed to be shaped like. And a lot of that is dictated by the earth pushing on it, and you have even pressure pushing back and forth. And when you have it growing above ground, it just grows any way it wants. So sometimes the roots tend to be a little gnarly and look kind of funky. So you won't get something that's shaped exactly like a carrot. It'll look really weird. So basically, you guys know this channel is about cheap and easy. It's getting people started and excited and getting success and doing it over and over. And just like I say, don't jump right into tomatoes and peppers and cucumbers and everything, because it's a little tougher and you might not succeed, and then those people quit, and that's what I don't like. I like people to learn and have fun, and then to move up. It's just like we keep saying, ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, right? You got to learn the basics, and a root vegetable is not anything that has to do with like the basics, and that's why I like sweet potatoes. I grow those for the leaves. Most people don't know, at least over here in America. Around the world they do it, but you can eat the sweet potato leaves. And it grows during the summer when you can't grow spinach, and if you put it in hydroponics, it just goes wild. So you can totally have like a bunch of greens, but the roots that grow inside of your container are not going to look like a sweet potato. They're going to be long and skinny, or just all kind of funky shapes. It's just kind of hard to explain. It's if you kind of just picture roots and picture those roots just getting a little bit bigger, and that's what happens. So I tend to grow everything for greens. So like the sweet potatoes, I grow beets. And you guys saw that video that I put out. We had that beet for over a year, and it just kept giving us greens over and over and over. So from one seed, you get loads and loads and loads of greens that you can use, as opposed to one tiny little beet. Now when the beets get bigger, they get woody. So by the time it's going through a year, and I'm harvesting, I know that I'm not going to have a beet at the end of that. But I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at loads and loads of greens as opposed to one beet. Now, if you want to grow beets, then you need a lot of space. You need to grow a lot of them, and then you can harvest them early. And you're just going to have to keep it up above the water somehow and use some kind of substrate. So I don't do that a whole lot. I don't like to teach it, because as soon as I put it out there, just like the tomatoes, everybody kept asking. I put tomatoes out there, and what did the new people do right off the bat? They skip all of the greens, and they skip all the basics, and they skip learning all the ins and outs of it, and they go and buy tomato plants and throw them in hydroponics. And then I get flooded with questions about what's going wrong. So that's why I don't grow root vegetables for the root itself. If I do that, I'll do it in the soil. And that's why that's what this channel is kind of getting into, is a little mix of both. It's that you don't have to do one or the other. It's not this or that it can be this and that. So there can be ways of doing both. Now, I like doing the beets in the hydroponics because they're not in the ground, and I don't have to worry about something like eating them. They're up off the ground. And if you want to try carrots, we use carrots. We eat the greens off the carrots too. And most of the greens that are in the store that are still attached to the carrots are full of sand, and they're just not meant to really be eaten. And you can actually grow a bunch of carrots and the greens in hydroponics, and you'll get fantastic greens. They're healthy for you, and you don't get a bit of sand on it. Also, you keep them up off the ground. You don't have to worry about moles and rabbits and all kind of critters like getting under there and eating your carrots. Now, if you do want to learn how to grow some root vegetables, there's a couple of channels that I advise you go check out. Number one is Dr. Kratky. There's this misconception. Everyone thinks that the Kratky method is just getting a container, putting nutrient solution in it, and putting a plant, and then letting that nutrient solution go down. You grow a plant, and that's it. Dr. Cracky also grew a lot of things with soil. He put soil in nursery trays, and it's sub-irrigated, and he put stuff on a little float system. So he's done a lot of other stuff, and he's grown a load of ginger. If you go check out his channel, it's called Grow Cracky. You should just see all the ginger that they grew. It's amazing. So anything that's like ginger too, like turmeric, can be grown the same way. You know, I think we grow turmeric in the ground. It's just, we're in Florida, it's easy. Ginger and turmeric we just throw down in the ground and it just grows wild. So we're lucky that way. But if you want to try it a different way, check out Dr. Cracky on Grow Cracky. Another channel is Healing Hobbies. Now, she's doing all the right stuff over there, because everybody who's into Cracky and they do look videos on the Cracky method, they're just putting something in a jar or a container or a bucket, kind of like, you know, what I've been doing on my channel. And that's basically what they call the Cracky method. Now, over in Healing Hobbies, she's growing a lot of different root vegetables too, and she's grown beets and not just one like I had. She's grown a lot of them, and a couple of different ones too. So go check out her channel. She's doing stuff with the Cracky system, which is not just putting your plant into a container with nutrient solution. She's actually doing some with soil in the containers and sub-irrigating it and having some fantastic results. So go check out that channel if you want to go ahead and get into root vegetables and that. I'm not going to have a whole lot on it, like I said, on this channel. The easiest way, what you can do, grow root vegetables, grow it for their greens, keep those plants going, and it can go over and over. That beet was in a container, the 5-gallon container with the big net pot on the top, and it didn't have any aeration, no filtration, there's no pumps. I never checked the EC, I never checked anything with it. I don't have a meter. This thing grew for an entire year and gave us greens all year long without checking anything, and all we did was just maintain the level, and it just made sure it had some water in there. And I didn't put nutrients in there but like once every 2 or 3 months, and the rest of it was just if it rained, some water got in there, I dumped a little out, and this thing just kept giving and giving. That's easy, that's cheap, that's what this channel's about. So if you're into that, give that a try. If you really want to grow a bunch of root vegetables in that, go check out Grow Cracky or go check out Healing Hobbies. They're going to show you how to do it. And as always, live to inspire, keep on growing, and be the change. We'll catch you next time.